All right, everybody, we had to do a slight change here. Instead of streaming Roll20, we're going to be streaming Discord tonight, which will be a little more intimate in the sense that we'll get to see everybody up close and personal, but you won't be seeing any of the Roll20 stuff tonight because Roll20 is being cranky about audio and video for some reason tonight. So we're going to be streaming from here, and those of us who are playing will be using Roll20. But for the stream, we'll be over here. So let me open this back up. Now that we got this sorted out. Okay. So, where we were at last session, where we had finished up, is the majority of you had a rather rough night at the tavern. Ended up having a somewhat sleepless evening where you eventually made it through the night, earned a free week's stay at the Money Made Tavern at the cost of a few bloodied corpses and a slightly pissed off halfling owner. But at least you survived, and no one.
Some stab wounds.
Someone got some stabby stabs. But otherwise, everybody made it out alive. Meanwhile, Duende had a very peaceful night of study and relaxation at the Circle of Mages, and
Reading
eventually,
some heavy romance.
well, yeah, his heavy reading, with his book on romances, and he did a little bit of exploration of the city. Found a bunch of roadblocks set up, and eventually made his way back, and was gonna be heading over to or attempting to head over to the church in any case, across town, when he followed the path that you had followed earlier and ended up meeting the rest of you as you were coming out of the tavern after a delicious morning breakfast on the house, and at the thanks of the owner there. So, anyway, that's where you're at. You guys came out in the morning. You met Duende. He saw you coming out. I'll let you guys do a little bit of role play as you figure the situation out, and then we'll figure out where you're going to go from there.
So if I remember right, Duende told us that the remaining intersections down there by like the fountain area were blocked.
Yeah, and then I said the elves don't seem to be particularly concerned about the sickness or the quarantine.
Right.
And not too much else. I think I did explain what would happen before.
Did we?
Also,
I
so.
don't remember if
Yeah.
we did that at the end of last night's session. I was tired. Everybody was tired. I believe one of the things you guys were talking about is where you were going from here. I guess I do remember that. Coming out of the tavern, and I believe you were wanting to maybe head to the market, and then from the market go back to Thanon's, I believe, back to the forge, and see what they were up to.
I like that plan.
I think Keldrin
There was some
really
talk
wanting to go to Thanos.
Talk of going to the church.
At
Yeah, I
some
would
point.
really like to go to the church.
Yeah, let the church boys go to church.
Well, we could split the party again, or we could all go. We could hit the market, hit Thanon, see what Thanon knows, because we didn't actually really ask him anything about the quarantine.
Would hitting Thanon progress the story? Would we be able to go back to the church?
What is
You
story?
can do whatever your heart desires.
I guess it depends on how the quarantine progresses.
Well, it definitely seems
It's
like
true.
the church would know something because
The church
they're
would definitely
like,
know something.
Oh
They
yeah,
seem
listen
like
to
they
two
would know.
church
Share
boys.
it.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Church,
Where is the
church,
church on the map?
church,
Is it
church.
the upper?
I feel like
Top
the
left.
church would be happy to
Yeah.
see me,
Yeah.
or
Okay.
a high elf, or another dwarf.
Yes.
Well,
sick.
let's
That'd be
see.
fine. Well, we could split the party. We would probably be able to get through the blockades better than.
So you guys are
No.
gonna go to the church first before you come back to Thanon. So we're gonna go back to Thanon. I think
You guys are gonna
I'm
go to the
gonna.
marketplace, and then we'll go to the church.
Me and Haldren, I know, want to hit the marketplace.
Looks like you can cut right over through it.
I don't know if
Through that clearing there. Yeah.
Yeah, what if we all hit the market and then we can decide who wants to go where after that?
I don't.
unless they don't want to hit
It's
the
all
market.
kind of on the way, unless you really don't want to hit the market.
Yeah. Markets are for noobs.
Hey, well, this noob is, I'm freshly out of the
I
mountain.
am a noob.
Okay? I'm needing some rope. Okay. Feel the need.
Feel the
I
need.
assume we actually do have rope.
Depending on
I
like your basic adventurer's pack, I think everybody
Yeah,
kind of.
usually a pack comes with rope.
My
I don't
character
have rope.
does.
I don't have rope. I chose a Dungeoneer's kit. So,
Engineer's kit doesn't have
Wait, a
rope?
Dungeoneer's kit doesn't come with rope?
well, it says Dungeoneer's pack. I don't remember what's in Dungeoneer's pack. I have to pull my
It
manual.
does have rope.
Oh wait, I do have hemp rope. Never mind. I don't need rope.
Here you
Screw it.
go.
Same.
Yeah, I
Not
got
going to the
rope.
market.
What are you talking about?
Not going.
I
Not
actually
going to
don't
the
have
market
rope.
anymore.
I have the Dungeoneer's pack too, so.
All right, so some of you are wanting to go to the market and then back to Thanon's place. Are the two church boys going to the church now or later? That would be the major question.
I would vote now.
Yeah, I vote now.
Okay,
Would
so
it be worth it going to the market? Can we even get anything interesting?
Oh no, we
I
haven't
guess you
been
have
there.
to look and see.
you haven't been yet, so there's no way to know
true.
if there's anything at
Well,
this
unless
market.
one of the people that has been here do like a check to know if they know.
It's a good question. Do we remember who's been here before? Because we rolled for that forever ago, and I didn't
I
take
think
notes.
I've been
I know
here.
Raggleworm's been here.
Somebody
I've
had a
been as
friend.
well.
That was
I
Raggleworm.
assume I've been here, but I don't
regular
remember.
kind of thing.
Sure, I've been
I've
there.
not been here.
All right, so who? Only two of you have been here then? Ragglorm and Haldren?
I think you
I've
said
been
I've
here
been
as
here.
well.
Twende?
I think.
So let's say three of
Didn't
you.
have any friends though.
What is it? Oh,
what's that,
wisdom
Heldon?
check or?
I'm pretty sure he told me I had been here too. I just
Okay.
remember when we rolled for friends or acquaintances, I didn't have any of those. So.
Okay. Well, let's have the four of you roll again. Let's say the four of you are the ones who've been here. Let's roll. What do we have in your
Or just
character
a
sheets? I
D6.
want to see something.
Three?
No, hang on. I want to look at what's on the character sheets real quick because
I don't know. History maybe?
I'm wondering. Could be an insight roll perhaps.
History, insight.
Or just a wisdom or
You can also just make it raw
Intelligence roll.
intelligence or wisdom.
yeah, just
Yeah, let's just do a raw intelligence roll. I like that idea.
Do that.
Great.
Who's rolling? Just the four?
you guys are doing well.
How am I dumber than all of you?
Wow.
How is
That's
the
awesome.
mage? All right, who are we missing here?
Plus 3.
Haldren also needs to roll, I believe.
You rolled a 1.
Oh, I need to roll. Right.
Yeah.
Second crit fail in a row, actually.
What was it? Intelligence?
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
do better than these other three people, and maybe you'll know
Okay,
something.
I
about
will
the
do
market.
my best.
My last
Do
2 rolls
your
have
best.
been.
Wow.
Whoa!
Oh, he knows.
Rolled a
I know
20.
shit. What
You
do I know?
you remember this is a general market. It's mostly fruits, vegetables, meats, so on and so forth. There's a general leather worker, smith, things of that nature. You're going to find general equipment at the market. Nothing specialty. There's not going to be any specialty items. Those are going to be
So
at places
Nuki.
like Thanon's Forge. Thanon being a smith will definitely have high quality and who knows beyond that in terms of weapons and armor. For those of you who are
Okay.
martially inclined, there's a couple of other stores. There's a shop in the Elven district with like where you could go if you needed mage supplies, potions, and the like. That's pretty much it. But the market that you're thinking of earlier, that's over by Thanos' place, is just a generalized market where you can find the typical goods that most of you already have on you because you have your Dungeoneer kits and your Explorer packs.
All right.
Plus, to be frank with
Well,
you,
I don't need
not
to
of
go to the
you,
market then.
you don't have enough money to really be purchasing any specialty items at the moment anyway. As an
Okay.
FYI.
I think that's somebody said that last week. They were like, we don't really have enough coin.
Yeah, I think Duende said that.
Yeah. How much is 100 gold in this context?
Well, considering
Probably like $100.
you got charged 10, you got charged, what was it, 10 gold a night, I think, for the
all
or
right,
something
that's
like,
true.
or it was 10 gold a room, excuse me, for one night. So that was 30 gold for just one night before the accident happened. Obviously, by the way, I forget to mention this last week. If I did forget to mention this last week, I'm still a little foggy from the COVID vaccine. She refunded your money back, by the way, after that night. So that 30 gold, you guys have that back, and on top of your 1 week stay. So you're good to go there. So
Doesn't even
anyway,
matter.
what's
But
that?
the general rule I like to think of for money is 100 gold is $100.
Yeah,
Just do
it's
1 copper's a dollar
it's a good standard to go for.
in today's
All right,
current
fair
modern
enough.
currency.
We won't be doing.
Well, I don't need to go to the market then. Who wants to go to the church?
We are not wealthy.
Not yet.
Nor do we have very much, and especially don't have very
Gosh,
much liquid.
Now everyone
Let's
wants
see.
to go to the church.
Right?
I'll go to the
You
church.
can still go to the
with you guys.
forge, though.
I'm going to Thanos, man. Like, we need to, before this guy runs away, we need to go catch up with him.
Been gone for one day.
All right.
Yeah, and he's an adventurer.
Yeah.
He's probably already like, well, they're not coming back. And
He's got our
who
next
knows?
job.
Yeah.
Before we do that, let's go ahead. And we didn't do it last week because it got late and we were pushing past my bedtime, at least. I know we had a bunch of yawns going on, so we need to go ahead and level up the characters.
Oh.
Since we had a pretty intense session last week. Before we head off on any more adventures, to make sure that you've got the best of things at your disposal, let's go ahead and let's do that. Now, if I'm not mistaken, if we go into Roll20 here, because we used that character sheet, so like if you go into your character setting, you go to your character sheet, and then that gear icon on the top right of your character sheet, and then scroll down to where it says launch level plus character mancer. If you guys can all see that.
Launch level 1 plus.
No, not the first one. The first one is
Oh,
launch level 1.
Level plus character.
Launch
Mancer, yeah.
level plus character mancer. This will work through this as a team here.
Oh, this is cool.
So when you come into this, it's going to pop up this screen that says character mancer, leveling up, etc. You can just click the next button.
We don't need to roll for hit points. or
Yes,
anything?
that's going to be the first screen you come to.
Oh,
is
okay.
going
I
to
thought
be.
we were.
No, this is going to do it for you. So hold on.
Aw.
So in this, once you've gone through this, and you've hit that next screen. Whatever your class is, in the description to the right, it's going to tell you how many hit die you have per level. So where it says HP and you've got the roll button, so you just set that HP at whatever is your HP per level. And then at the top, it's going to say level +1 plus, and then there's a box where you can put a number in. Since you're all level 1, you just need to put a +1 in that box. Make sure that your hit
Can't
point.
take the average.
Yeah, well you can, but at this level, it's all good. And then just put whatever is your hit die there. So if you're a 1d8, put 8 in the hit point, and then either hit the roll or hit the average button. The average button usually works.
So if it's a 1d10, I need to change the HP number to 10.
Yes.
Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes. And where it says level
Okay.
+1, that's when you would do that.
So I pressed roll.
Oops.
And you got a 6.
And
And then once you've done that, hit the next button, and that will take you to the next section, which this will tell you, you've increased your score by this amount, all these other things, and just
Ooh, I can take one additional action.
yes. So just go through this. Take any extra spells you've got. Take any extra abilities. Choose any of the little things that add a little bit of extra to your character, and just go through that. And if you have questions, we can. It'll go levels, features, abilities, score, increased feats, spells, and then your review.
Okay.
Gained these class features. Action surge.
Ooh, spells. I got spells now.
You exchange your novice notions of the world for experience. A feat may become within reach. Not today, however. Well, screw you.
Not today. Not today, young adventurer. Not today.
But I did gain 5 hit points, which was, or however many.
6.
However-
Yeah, 6.
Which is nice. And I gained. Where does it tell me? I can do an extra action, but I have to rest after I use that. I don't know where I would see that. Is that under spells, maybe? No. I don't know.
I don't either.
Because it told me I could, but I figured that would tell me that on my.
It might just tell you when
Oh,
you've.
it does. It does. What is this? Action surge. There it is, right there. Starting at second level, you can push yourself beyond your normal limits for a moment. On your turn, you can take one more additional action on top of your regular action and possible bonus action. Once you use this feature, you must finish a short rest or a long rest before you can use it again.
And we haven't really gotten into the technicalities of short rests and long rests yet. It doesn't really matter at the low levels, but it does start to matter at like levels 3 and 4 and stuff and beyond.
Sure.
All right, let me know when everybody has finished that and you've leveled up
Alright,
to
I
level
am
2.
done.
I am Groot.
All right, anybody not finished with that?
When I get to the
I
end,
think I'm done.
I think I'm
it
done.
says apply changes, but it doesn't let me click.
Did you miss something maybe? Miss a drop down or something?
All right,
No.
I think I'm good. I have cure wound and where's the other one? I can talk to animals apparently.
Which is
That's
always
nice.
fun,
Aren't
by
you
the
the-
way.
Aren't you the one that can talk to animals in Divinity as well? Or is that Tristan?
Yeah.
No, that was
yeah,
that was
actually.
definitely Ian.
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
That is
it's
really interesting.
it's brilliant in Original Sin 2. It's also really good in Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh
Which,
yeah.
because I've had Baldur's Gate 3 early access forever, and they've done a really good
Really?
job. Oh yeah, and they've done a really
Isn't
good
it the
job.
same company?
Yeah.
Oh,
Larian
well, I can't wait
Studios.
for Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, it's amazing. And talk to animals. It like adds a whole nother level to the game because there's all these
It
quests
does.
that you can do that you couldn't do if you can't speak to the animals. It's like
Yeah.
more
I
experience
let our cat
points.
die.
Sure.
That was my bad. I let our cat die that was following us.
Yeah,
Alright.
my
Yeah.
cat.
I may have tried to pick pockets.
You
some
finished the game yet?
guards.
Which one?
No.
Okay.
Not finished the game yet.
I won't spoil anything then. Because I've finished it like 3 times.
It's a good game. It's a really good game. Did you get it
It's hard
figured
to
out?
keep the cat alive, though.
Did you get it figured out, Michael?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Okay. All right. So
Phew.
the consensus is that everyone wants to go to the church.
Now.
Okay.
Yes.
Michael's all bit out of shape.
What am I doing?
I mean, if everybody's gonna go to the church, I'll go to the church. I was gonna go back to Thanos, but if we're all gonna go, it might just be simplest if we all stick together. That way, we don't get, we don't end up going one way and you guys get held up at the church and we don't know what
I don't
happened.
know. Seems like it might be better for us to just go to the church. Do you think they're gonna let you people in?
Well,
I'm
Why
half
are
here,
there
so I
so
should
many
at least
racists
get.
in this
You
town?
people.
We arrived and the average number of racists increased.
Went up by 90%.
Everybody's racist except me.
All
And
right.
other races.
would the church people know if they'd let us in or not?
That's a good question. I mean, at this point, nobody knows because the reaction on the docks when you arrived was nothing like any of you have ever seen before, from church officials or otherwise, and they didn't seem to care that you had 2 church members with you. It was more about what a bunch of dwarves and elves and suspicious crates and stuff. What are you doing? Why should you be allowed to go past, etc.
Screw it, let's all go. Then maybe we'll shock them. They'll be like, "What? We got 2 dwarves, a high elf,
All right.
2 church boys."
So
We can always brute force our way in.
Absolutely.
at the moment, you guys are hanging out outside of the tavern. One of the things to pay attention to, and you're gonna see this as you step out on the main thoroughfare, which um, Duende had mentioned earlier because he had tried to. I'm gonna go draw some stuff on the map here with a red marker. He had tried to come up this street and follow the group of church individuals. By the way, did everybody read Chapter 4, the PDF?
Failed.
Slacker.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Mhm.
So for those of you who did read Chapter
Yeah,
4,
say,
the
did.
the emissary, the envoy that was in the chapter, Duende caught a glimpse of that with the group that exited. They came to the church, went into the globe, came out of the globe of teleportation and left, and then he followed that group down here towards the plaza where he saw that there are checkpoints at all 4 of these intersections. Now, you guys are right here right now, and as you peek your head out around the corner and look down in this direction, you can see the checkpoints. There's 20, 30 soldiers down there. There's also a group of soldiers, a group of the Church of the Elderways, set up here over by the docks. And this is the group that you ran into yesterday when you were coming off of the boat and you came south like this. That's the group that you ran into. Or that's the location of where that particular checkpoint is. So getting to the church, which is all the way over the other side of town,
We're gonna have to foot it.
and you're gonna have to figure out a way
We
to
can go by the docks.
I mean, one way would be to follow the docks around and hope that you don't run into any more of, these. I'm gonna draw this. Hope you don't run into any more of these random checkpoints like you see here. Or you can try to cut through.
Well,
you could try to cut through this area as well.
I say we let one of the church boys lead us.
Do you have a preference for which one of these paths you want to take? Do you want to try to cut through this is like a middle class housing district, which is this section right here. Hang on, I need to go back to this. This bottom arrow is the middle class kind of section of the city, and then there's the docks as well. Those are
If
your
you guys
two
are church
options.
guys, can you not get us through the checkpoints?
That's an option. You can try that.
Kind of what I was thinking is that we would seem like we have less to hide if we were gonna kind of stick to the roads and go through the checkpoints.
I say we let Ragolorn lead us. Let's lead us
I mean,
through
we
a
don't have
checkpoint.
anything to hide, do we?
Just just
The,
a hide.
the only, I mean, the only thing suspicious about us is the elves and dwarves and stuff. If the last checkpoint was any indication, but if we seem to be on official business, I say
Alright.
let's just try it.
All right, if that's what you guys want to do, which direction you want to take? You want to head to the plaza, the fountain, and try one of those checkpoints, or do you want to
Yeah,
cut through town and try one of those other checkpoints?
I guess let's just hit the fountain. Let's try and stick to the main roads just to. That way we're not acting
All right,
so
so
sneaky.
Ragalorm, if you're the paladin, you and Lance are gonna be. You need to be at the forefront. The two of you need to kind of lead this party as you approach the checkpoint, and it's gonna just depend on the dice. Let's go see what we can
Ooh.
see. All right.
All right.
Let's do it.
So your group is going to head out from the tavern, and you're going to head south into the heart of town, leading down through the main thoroughfare towards the plaza. Excuse me. As you get closer into the heart of the city and approaching the main plaza, I mean, it's definitely 20, 30 soldiers. You haven't gotten an exact count yet. Paladins, Templars, they're set up along both sides of the street, and then they've got blockades set up. Some wagons pulled together on the sides, and in the middle, they've got basically a makeshift gate that they've put together, which is just some wooden structures that they can just kind of, move by hand manually as they need to. As you approach, you notice that there are a line of people going in, a line of people coming out. Everybody's being talked to, and they are letting people in and out at various sections here as time goes on. No one pays you much mind as you approach, and you just basically need to go up and get in line because there is a good 15, 20 people in front of you who are trying to get past the blockade as well. And it looks like it's a mixture of different people. A couple dwarves, halfling or two, mostly human, but it's not just human. As you continue to wait, let's see here. The line appears to be going smoothly. Everybody's getting past. No one seems to be being blockaded. And you work your way a little closer. And eventually you get to the point where it is your turn. And as you get to the front of the line, they pull the barrier close again. And a couple of soldiers step out, look to be a couple of paladins. And they hold up their hand. What's your business here today?
We would just
Trying
like
to make-
to pay our respects to the church.
Okay. Your church members, I assume. He squints. You guys are both you're a paladin and a Templar, but you're not in at this point. You guys aren't on official church business, so he's gonna look. He's gonna. Can you guys? Where would you? I'm trying to think here. You guys are on the road. Do you have some official documentation? You're not wearing your church armor at this point, so he's asking to see some sort of proof that you're on church business. So
We have
holy
like
symbol or something?
yeah, you've probably
Yeah,
got
like-
somewhere on you. Like these guys all have on their it's described in the book too. There's it's like a half risen sun with rays coming out, and they've all got it on their cloak, and they've all got it on the chest plate of their armor. You guys were off on the road. You weren't in the city in full regale. So you've probably got. I haven't made up my mind. I haven't actually thought about what the holy symbol. Like I don't know if it would be a necklace or
A ring?
A
Maybe.
ring.
maybe,
A
yeah.
ring would work. We could do the ring because we've actually got a ring in one of the chapters. A couple of the guys use their rings. So let's do that. Let's use
Yeah,
the
there we go.
rings. So you guys both hold up your
Drop
rings.
our rings.
Fist bump. All right, fair enough.
Real fist bump.
And the rest of these are with you,
Yes,
They are.
they're our guests.
guests. Guests for what?
They have shown interest in joining the church.
holy affairs.
All right. You need to roll persuasion because these are non-humans saying that they want to join the church. That's a little unheard
yeah,
of.
man. I'm on pilgrimage.
Yeah.
Persuasion.
Good luck.
Anyone besides me have even high charisma?
Ooh, 14.
Ooh, 14.
Still,
Better than a 1.
He's gonna look at you and look past you again at them and says, "Look, between you and me, I appreciate the fact that we've got, non-humans coming into the fold. That's great. You're doing a great job. Best job ever. Unfortunately, because of what's going on in the city right now, we can only let people on official church business through the blockade. So I can let the two of you through, but your friends will have to wait."
okay, see you, friends.
Oh, wow, that was quick.
Wow.
Well, I guess.
Let's see.
Well, I guess I'll go back and wait for you all at Thanon's, I suppose. And I'll tell him where you go. Because apparently we're not getting through. So.
Or you guys could sneak around.
I mean, I've been trying my hand at this sneaky stuff. It's not been working out so good.
His dexterity rolls
You
are
only
failing
had
every
one
time.
try.
So Lance is going to go through. Ragalorm, you're going with him.
Yeah, I'll go with him.
All right. So the two church boys are going to go through. Are you going to discuss anything before you go, or is it just peace out, bitches, and you're gone?
Yeah,
We can meet back at the inn.
Or meet back at the end.
or Thanon's play or Thanon's Forge.
If we don't see you at the inn, we can.
So we're
there.
gonna either meet
Can
back.
I
at
ask the
inn-
guard if he'd make an exception for me?
You're half
Yeah.
human.
Roll
Because
a.
he's
I'm
half.
half human and Tristan's brother, so could I persuade him?
True.
I mean, yeah. Let's roll for it and see what he says. Let's see what your roll is first.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't think any amount of persuasion is going to get you past him. Sorry.
All right.
Official church
good luck
business
next
only,
time.
sir.
Good luck, Twisted. I'll hang back with these guys.
All right. So we're going to split
Yeah,
the part.
see-
Go ahead.
See what you guys can dig up maybe from Thanon.
All right. Well, the non-human members, you guys can head back to Thanon's, but we'll get to you later.
Yep.
Church boys. As you get past the, let me go back to the map here. As you get past this blockade here, and you're gonna go up this direction down the avenue. You're gonna cross through the other blockade. When you get to the other blockade, going through to the other church side, it's very simple. There's no questioning going on because you're going through. You're not coming in and trying to pass in. Plus, you just crossed the previous checkpoint, so it's kind of like immigration at the airport. You're on your way out. Nobody cares. They only care when you're coming in. So you get right through. As you pass, it's on the left, on the south side of you, which is where I just put the X in the circle here. On this side of the road, there as you go down the main thoroughfare, you notice that the people who are trying to get past the blockade, this is mostly humans on this side. The other side where you just came through a minute ago had a little bit of a mixture of different people. This is all you're not seeing off the top of your head anyway, not any non-humans, and it's just teary-eyed, terrified-looking people in line at this blockade, trying to get past, and it's just people are not looking good. As you continue down to walk your way down the thoroughfare, it's mostly empty at this point. As you walk down the street, you notice that basically at every single one of these like intersections where there's a place between buildings. And also on the other side of the street, just basically lining the entire thoroughfare, is just they've got church members and soldiers, paladins and Templars, basically just lining the thoroughfare on either side and keeping the street clear of traffic. Either keeping people in or out, you don't know yet. This is just what you see. Just that there's lots of soldiers lining the streets, and the street is completely empty once you get beyond the initial couple hundred feet past that blockade. As you work your way down towards the main clock tower, you're going to notice off on this little side section here, there is a wagon that's going south, which is a part of the map that I don't actually have drawn yet. There's a wagon going south with a bunch of paladins and Templars, and it's just piled full of bodies. You have no idea. There's 20, 30 bodies in this wagon, and it's moving south as you go. And then the church is up this way. The first building you come to here is it's basically like a study hall where you, because both of you, Ragolorm, you've been here before. Lance, you'd never been here before, right? You were
Nope.
one of the ones who hadn't been. So Lance, you are a church member who was recruited from outside of the city. You'd never been here before. So this to you is all like, it's like, you're a Catholic and you're going to the Vatican for the first time. It's just like your eyes, it's just like, whoa, like look at the size of these buildings. Like this is amazing. You grew up in a little chapel in the outskirts somewhere in the Pueblos, Whereas Ragolorm, you've been here before. You know that this first building they do a lot of the classes here and the training. The main building here is the temple. I gotta keep my map up here. And then over here, you've got basically housing for Templars and Paladins when they're here and not out on missions. So where do you want to go first?
I think we should go to the, what'd you call it? The study hall? Study?
Yeah,
Or
it'll be the first building there. I don't have a name for it yet, so we'll just. The Vestige Temple is the main building, but this could just be we'll call it the study hall for now until I come up with an official name for it. Actually, while we're sitting here, do me a favor and roll a 6, and 1, 2, or 3, you will know or you can remember one of your teachers. 4, 5, or 6, you won't. Bring out your dead. You have no. I'm remembering Gandalf in The Lord of the Rings. He's like standing there in the Mori, and he's like, I have no recollection of this place. I don't
No
remember.
clue, guys.
I don't remember.
So
Nice.
as you approach the building, it's a little different now that you're over on this side. There's not the heavy presence of soldiers, of church soldiers lining the streets on this part of town. Once you made your way around this corner, there's this giant hedge that's behind the Fuwar Shipping Agency building, and all the soldiers were back along the street that you came down when you came up the main thoroughfare. But once you've gotten over into the church property primary, you'll see your typical hang on, I was clearing the map there of stuff. There's your typical guards set up in front of the major buildings, and there's a couple of patrols wandering around, but you don't see the heavy presence that you saw back in the other section of the city where like the poor district was and like the middle class residential district. It seems to be things look a little more like it's just not as heavily patrolled. Kind of like life as normal is what you would see since you've been here before. As you approach the main building, there's no questions. You've made it past this far. You're on official church business. When you get to the main gate, similar type of situation. You get a couple of guards who salute as you approach and then ask you for your identification. You guys show your rings, fist bump, and you're on to the inside. what is your objective here?
What is our objective, bud? Guess we're just trying to
Out what's
figure
going on.
out. Yeah, trying to figure out how we
The
can
reason
help.
for the
Or
quarantine. Yeah,
yeah,
if we
what's
can.
what? Yeah, if we can do anything or learn anything about it, I guess.
Okay. Well, as you enter, you make your way into the main entry area of the study hall, and you see people going about. From your memories, Ragalor, excuse me. The everybody's moving a little more frantically than they might normally, which you can only assume has something to do with all the things you've seen going on. You don't. You see some of the on the main floor as you get in beyond the main reception area. You can see beyond some of the original study halls that you used to study in years ago are empty of students. Although there are people milling about and moving around and carrying um, messages and scrolls and papers and so on and so forth. But you don't see any classes taking place at the moment.
Are there any like front desk people, like anyone like kind of at the ready,
There,
looking like there's
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
like anyone that's looking like they can assist anyone else?
Sure. I mean, when you walk in, over on the right-hand side, there is a kind of a desk area, and there are looks to be three robed gentlemen who are heads bowed. They've got a bunch of papers in front of them, and they're like signing off on documents and shuffling things about. And then there's aides coming up, and they're handing papers off to young kids who are, these young students who are taking the papers off in other directions. But that would be that's what you see in terms of front deskish.
All right, I'm gonna go up to one of those hooded, cloaked guys, and I'll ask him, what seems to be going on in the city? Is you guys seem to be a bit frantic. There's a lot of soldiers and paladins and Templars about. What seems to be going on in the poor district? That seems to be where it's centralized at.
He's one of the individuals is going to raise his head up and look at you, and he's going to pause for a moment from his scribbling on the papers. Are you serious right now?
Yes, I am.
Are you fresh off the boat? I mean, what?
I actually am fresh off a boat. I have just arrived into the city, and it's been a while since I've been here.
It's the plague, man.
The plague.
And he goes back to scribbling, and he's gonna look back up to, yeah, it's. I mean, did you not see the? If you came from the boats, if you came from the docks, did you not pass through the checkpoints?
Yeah, I did. I was just.
And no one explained anything to you.
No one explained anything. They basically just.
He's gonna mumble something under his breath about fucking foot soldiers who don't know any better and don't know how to do their job. And he's like, I don't have time for this. Look, if you want to be useful, you could head down to the morgue and you can help carry the bodies. I've got too many things to do right now. And he's gonna go back to signing papers, whatever he's working on.
Ugh, I don't want to carry bodies.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on carrying the bodies.
I didn't come here for that.
Well, maybe we can learn something down there. Or we could go to the church.
Maybe we just go to the. What building are we in?
You're in the Scholar Building, which is this
Okay.
bottom one right here. And then
Okay.
this is the
Yeah.
Vestas Temple here, the next one up.
The temple.
Yeah, let's go to the temple.
Okay. So you make your way out and you head over into the temple. Unlike the scholar area, when you get to the temple, the doors are open and you could just walk right in. There's other Templars and paladins and the like. It's a similar scene in that people seem to be wandering about at a more quicker pace than they might have in the previous times that you've been here, Regalorm. And and everybody seems to be preoccupied. Whereas normally you might see uh, you know some worship going on or something of that case. And in this case, it's just lots of people on walking about missions and walking very quickly. You do see some very devoted individuals who are praying in the temple, but otherwise it's just kind of empty right now, which is the first time you've seen it this way as in your recollection.
All right. Um,
Try to grab somebody that's going by.
I mean, is that
yeah,
that okay?
yeah.
Um,
Let's grab the.
okay. As you're standing there, just the next individual that wanders by. Let's just roll a dice here real quick. Okay, you flag him down. It's a younger individual, maybe early 20s. Um, he's in just normal, just the study robes. He's not in any armor or anything like that, and he's carrying a couple of scrolls in his arms. Can I help you?
There someone here that you think has the most information about the plague that's going on?
Uh, information about the plague, like it's everywhere right now. What do you need to know in particular?
Oh, we're here to help cure it.
The entire church is trying to cure it right now. I don't know what the two of you think that you might be able to do that the rest of the entirety of the church can't do. Um, so he just kind of chuckles at that. Anything else I can help you with?
Point us to your superior.
Okay. I just dropped my pen.
Talk
Chris,
to your manager.
can I talk to your manager? Get a Karen in
Okay,
the building.
Karen. Yeah.
All right. Roll a persuasion, both of you.
Persuasion.
Uh,
Oh.
at your prompting, Lance, he's gonna say, "Yeah. Look for Deacon Leonard. He should be in this hall over there," and he's gonna point off into the kind of the direction of the eastern section of the temple, and then he's gonna hurry off.
All right. Let's go find Deacon Leonard.
So you
Leonard.
meander off in the direction that he pointed. You're eventually gonna make your way across the open space of the cathedral, and as you get over to the other side, you see some antechambers that are off. Most of them are empty, but you do see one. There's an elderly gentleman, bald, clean shaven, and he's in front of a table with half a dozen other people around him, and they're all looking at something on the table. There's papers and scrolls and books and so on and so forth.
How many?
Like 6 people around the table with him.
Do we know what the proper way to address somebody is?
It's all good.
Bumps.
Mr. Fist Bump Deacon Leonard.
He's gonna look up expectantly. Yes, do I know you?
No. We're
What-
just
What can I help you with?
we're just trying to figure out what we can do to help around here.
He's gonna glance down at the table in front of him, and he's gonna look up at you, and he's gonna say, "Well, the chaos is just we need to. Do you have any skills? Are you a paladin or a Templar?"
I'm Templar. He's Paladin.
And I'm a paladin.
Okay. Well, you paladin, you can help get down to the morgue, and you can help with the bodies. You Templar, we could use your skills down at the why am I blanking on the name of this right now? I literally am having a brain fart right now. It's
What
below.
kind of
It's
place?
below. You can head down into the laboratory. Why was I blanking
Morgue?
on that? It's not a laboratory either.
Okay.
But it's not a lab. The lab is over at the Church of the Elder Rays. I don't remember what the word is for here.
Church
It's
lab.
all good. It's you can head downstairs and help out with your magics. See if we can't try to find some sort of a cure.
How severe is
guys.
this sickness?
He's gonna
We-
ask you
we
the
have-
same question.
We have just arrived.
Okay. You're fresh off the boat. Like he's
We're
gonna
fresh
look at
off the
you
boat.
curiously. Like how serious is this? It's killing people within 24 hours of them getting sick. It's worse than Angloria ever was. We don't know where it came from. So if you'll excuse me, I need to get back to trying to coordinate the search for a cure and trying to find a way. Templar's magic can always be used. Paladin, you just need to be helping with the bodies, please. And he's gonna go back to doing what he's doing, which is apparently researching some notes and things of that nature.
Well, I think we have at least some information that we can take back. But not actually help them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Please
I
don't
don't
get
feel like
stuck
doing it.
moving bodies while we
I'm
wait
not-
for you guys.
I'm not gonna deal with bodies or anything like that.
Hang on.
I
Though.
mean, maybe
I'm
going
not
to
Well,
the lab could be useful, but I don't know.
I need both of you to roll a Constitution check right now.
uh-oh. Ow.
Oh.
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 Half the party died.
They're both dead. They're gone.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
lost our
Well,
church worth.
great.
Hold on, my character sheet is having issues.
All right.
Clearly.
So as he finishes talking to you and you guys turn to leave, there's a group of
Oh, that one's better.
Hooray.
Okay.
You dead, buddy.
Yeah.
No!
So as you finish talking to the deacon, the two of you are conferring amongst yourselves, kind of like at the entrance to the antechamber. And as you're standing there, there's a group of I don't know, half a dozen, again, another group of a small group of paladins who are hurrying their way through the church. One of them is coughing as he
boy.
moves. Both of you roll perception checks. Ooh, yeah. Okay. As they walk by Ragglorm, this is what you're gonna pick up. You heard the one coughing. There's two in the back of the group that are kind of whispering amongst themselves, and you hear this. It's like, I've heard that this holy enlightened one is now sick with the plague as well, and that's what you hear as they walk past.
Well, seems as if even the higher ups are getting sick.
We get out of here.
Maybe we should get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, we should get out of here.
Let's leave, bro.
Yeah, I guess we'll just start heading.
Heading back to
Back.
meet the rest of them. Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to head back to. I'm gonna take a bio real quick, and then we're gonna switch over to the other group at Thanon's. So if somebody needs a potty break, now's the time. I'll be right back.
Wow, I'm by myself. Sorry, stream. I'm leaving too. What's up?
All right. Dun, 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 dun. All right, is everybody back? Brother's got his remote headset, so he should be fine.
See Joey, but he has a remote headset, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah,
Oh, gotcha.
I think Ian might be gone, might be AFK for the moment.
Ian's not here.
Dun, dun, dun. Excuse me. All right, once Ian gets back, we'll be good to go. What?
Sorry, were you waiting on me?
No, I was waiting. We're waiting on Ian.
Oh. He drop out on accident?
I don't know. Oh, there he is. I think we're good to
I'm
go.
here.
Oh, your video was off. I was assuming you were
Oh.
pieced out. All right. So those of you who made your way back to Thanon's house, upon arrival, you find Thanon and his friends, Hylan the half-elf, who originally hired you, as well as his partner Firin. They're inside. When you arrive, the doors open. You kind of peek your head inside, and they see you and welcome you in. They're in the middle of a conversation in the living quarters there, drinking some ale. Tannen points at the counter. There's some ale there if you want, lads. But I don't think you need any more of the special stuff. And he's gonna give you a wink to Hallin's character, if I pronounce that right. I gotta go back look at the character sheet. Haldren.
Aldrin. No, thank you.
They're in conversation over beers as you arrive, and they welcome you in. And offer you some food, some drink if you would like. As you file into the home, Firen is going to look at the group of you. I notice a couple of you are missing. Your human compatriots, I believe. Did you find
Went on
anything
up.
out?
They went on up to the church to see if they could find any more information about these quarantines.
Quarantines, indeed. We are also discussing the same thing. Did you find anything out from the Circle of Mages? I believe you were going to be visiting there after you left here yesterday.
Didn't find out anything.
Well, Duende's the one that went, so.
We didn't really find out much. Nothing useful for in the case of the elves, at least.
Well, perhaps
They didn't seem too concerned.
Yeah,
perhaps your church friends will have more information when they return. In the meantime, I'm reading through my notes here. Sorry. In the meantime, we are getting ready to take this shipment of goods that Thanon has back to our ship here later today. If you'd like to help with that, we can give you some more coin if you want to help us. We're not sure what the checkpoints are going to be, so we'll be taking some back roads through the city, hopefully avoiding any prying eyes. And as they're explaining this to you, and kind of looking over into the corner of the room, there's some chests and some weapons and some armor and stuff kind of stacked up. As they're explaining, yeah, we're going to take this back to the ship later on today, get the shipment out. There's going to be this flurry of movement that comes through the front door, wind and just flapping of wings and an out of breath brownie who is just all sorts of just huffing and puffing and out of breath, and she's gonna stop and just kind of lean up against the door, and as she's out of breath, huffing and puffing, you're never gonna believe what I just saw. And Thanon's gonna look up and say, "What? Spit it out, spit it out." And she's, give me this, just give me this. The plaza blocked off. Quarantine. And the front gate, they've completely blocked off the front gate of the city, and the soldiers were attacking the merchants, and they blocked off the gate. This news is going to cause Thanon's and Firen and Highland, they're all going to, eyebrows are raised. Everyone's going to start to get a little, what? Soldiers attacking the people, blocking off the city gate. This is not good. This is not good. And Highland in particular is going to start to, he's just going to, like, his face goes white, and he's just going to start, like, breathing really heavily. And Firen's actually going to look over with a concerned look in her face and kind of wrap her arm around him, and she's going to whisper something to him, but he's just, like, starting to hyperventilate at this point. Let's go ahead and roll.
That doesn't sound good.
Okay. As this is going on, there's going to be a knock on the front door, on the tap, and you guys are going to turn, and there's going to be a very beautiful high elf woman who is going to come through the door. No idea how old she is, but she's dressed in robes, silver robes, long, like, dark brown hair, which is odd for a half elf, but or excuse me, for a high elf, not a half elf. odd for a high elf. She's gonna come through the door. Thanon's gonna heave a sigh of relief as he sees her. Oh, Leanna, please tell me you have good news. And as she comes through, she's gonna see all of you. She's gonna raise an eyebrow, but she's not gonna say anything. She's gonna pat Althea on the head. The haven't introduced her yet. Should have said that. It's all good. Name drop! Spoiler alert! She pats the brownie's head as she comes in, gives her a little bit of a hug. She kneels down. And she's going to come up to the center of the group and give Fearon and Hylan, she's going to get them both in a hug, give them both a hug at the same time. It's so good to see you. It's been, what, 5 years? Fearon's going to nod her head. And Hylan doesn't answer. He's going to sit down, and he's just going to put his head between his hands, and he's just going to start rubbing his temples as he sits in a chair.
PTSD moments.
Leanna is, she's going to, this high elf is going to turn to Thanon and say, and your guests, who are these individuals? And Thanos goes, oh, there's some mercenaries that I believe Hyland was the one who hired them, no, to help bring in the last shipment of my my cousin's special fire brandy. And she's gonna look around at you, give you a nod. I'm Leanna. Welcome.
Good to meet you.
I am in Treadlaw.
I'm
from the Far
Haldoran.
Mountains.
Okay. Let's go ahead and have our two church goers make their entrance at this point.
Oh, thank God.
As the two of you enter, Leanna's gonna look very surprised. Church of the Elderways. Here, what can we do for you?
We're with them.
This is my brother.
Yeah,
He does no harm.
yeah. These are the other two human party members that they had with them that came in the other day. Thanon's gonna make sure that she knows who you are. All right, so you're back, and if you guys want to fill your group in with what you saw.
Yes. What'd you learn?
Well,
A little bit out.
yeah, not too informative was our trip, but this
Everyone's
plague
gonna
seems
die.
to be very potent. People are dying within 24 hours of at least showing symptoms.
All people?
And all
Humans.
they all look like
Humans.
humans.
Oh, phew, thank
And
God.
the,
I mean,
was it the high priest?
The high priest, yeah.
Also,
The high
sounded like
priest
he
is
might have
infected,
gotten
really?
sick. It doesn't
It
sound
must
good.
be bad.
not enough praying, eh?
Wow, it must be bad if the high priest got sick too.
Should do some praying.
Leanna is gonna perk up as she hears this. She's gonna say, what is that you said? The enlightened one is sick? The enlightened father.
It
Where
was
did you hear
just,
this?
There
right.
were some paladins bringing someone, and I didn't quite catch him, but I heard them saying that the enlightened one was sick.
Well, I wonder why they didn't.
Just a rumor.
I wonder why they didn't make mention of that earlier. There was an envoy from the Church of the Elder Ways that came to the Circle of Mages earlier. They've officially requested the help of the Circle with our magics to help
Ooh.
find a cure, which suggests to us that things are bad indeed if they haven't been able to deal with it on their own. But they didn't mention anything about the enlightened father having gotten sick as well. That's more than I know. Ragalorm and Lance, go ahead and roll Constitution checks again.
Oh, lordy.
You guys got coughed on, right?
Oh my.
Oh no.
Okay. Haldren, the half elf, go ahead and roll a Constitution check as well.
Cough, cough.
Oof.
All right. Um,
Here we go.
all right. So Leanna is very surprised to hear the rumor in any case that the leader of the church is sick, but she's not surprised, that people are sick. And as she said, they did send an envoy to the mages, circle of mages, to specifically ask for help with the cure. Everybody roll a history check.
Oh heck yeah. Really? Really? That's what I roll? Are you kidding me? I have a +1 modifier. Whatever.
Yeah, Duende. This also
Duende.
helps because Duende is an elf, so lives longer. You do remember at one point in time um, there was a plague in Angloria years ago, 100 and some years past. I think you were actually reading about this the other night at the um, when you were doing your reading at the tower, and there was mention of the church and the mage tower, the circle of mages and the church of the Lord was working together to cure the plague that had happened there all those years ago. So it makes sense that the church would reach out if things had gotten to the point where they weren't able to take care of it on their own. The two of you who are church members, this is, you know, from a role play perspective, kind of breaking the third wall here for a minute. This is alarming to think that your own church relics and your own powers can't cure whatever it is that's ravaging the city at this point. You still haven't necessarily seen a whole lot. You just seen a bunch of quarantine everywhere, and you saw the wagon of bodies and you know some other stuff. But it sounds like things are pretty serious. Um, the rest of the um, Leanna and them, they're gonna talk amongst themselves as you two are as the rest of you are kind of communicating amongst yourselves as well. Um, she's gonna as you all get finished talking amongst yourselves, she's gonna come over to you and say, "Look, tomorrow morning, um, our life mages are going to be uh, attempting to apply the cure to some of the sick to see if their theories are correct or not. Um, you would be welcome to join us." She's going to look at Duende. Your magic, even though you're not a circle mage, as a hedge mage, you might be able to learn something that you can use to help cure others if you find them in need. And the two of you who are from the Church of the Elder Ways, it would be good for you to attend as well because there will be some of your church members. We're going to be working together tomorrow morning to see if we can't um, cure this disease. If you would like to come along for that.
Seems like any way we can help right now is good.
So at this point, we're pretty sure it's only affecting humans. Is that what I'm like? We're pretty certain of this, yes? From based on everything that we know.
I don't know that you've actually had direct confirmation of that yet.
Okay.
We didn't see any sick or dead
So, but we don't know that. Well,
other
I'm not gonna.
things.
All,
I'm not
all,
gonna
all
be
they
killing.
all they saw was a wagon of dead bodies, but they didn't,
Yeah.
no idea if those were human bodies, elven bodies, or anything like that.
I'll be staying away from the ceremony of sick healing people.
So that's basically the two options you've been presented with at this point. Is we know that Thanon and their group want to take goods off to the ship and get that ready, and then the two church members and Duende have been invited to go along with the elves tomorrow if they want to participate in the healing ritual as the mages attempt to cast their version of a cure to see if they can't succeed where the church members have failed so far in any case. Those will be the two options moving forward.
Well, I saw the goods here to this point, so might as well continue on with that myself.
I think we should stay away from this ceremony thing.
I concur.
I'll stay. I think we should finish the job.
Yeah, I don't know if there's much that two more church members can do at this
Well,
point.
that's in the morning anyways. I think Thanon's wanting this stuff moved this evening. So I mean, we could be done unless we run into trouble. We could be done. You guys could still attend in the morning if you feel like it. I think.
I'm gonna roll a die real quick. Is he wanting it delivered now or later? They're still in the middle of. He's still waiting on his cousin Gerald to get back with the wagons from another shipment, so they wouldn't be planning on doing the shipment until tomorrow morning anyway. So.
Oh, so we do have to make a choice. Oh.
We could split the party again.
In any case, it's probably not a decision we have to make tonight. I was just looking at the time. It's already 10:15, so we can probably.
I mean, somebody should probably go to this ceremony and let's see what, because we don't know what this cure that they have in mind is gonna do, and if it's even gonna work.
Or Shadow.
I'll go with Duende if he wants to.
Just say,
I'm
I'm
a
thinking the
life-
high elf.
I want to stay far away from this, so I'll do my job and get out of here.
Well, I want to stay far away too, but hey, I'm all for volunteering other people. So
Me too. Yeah, yeah.
Do you have any interest in even going, Duende, or is that a pass from you as well?
I think I would go.
All right, so Duende and Lance would like to go to the ceremony, and the rest of you deliver the goods.
oh,
Delorme,
come on,
as your
Ragalorm.
older brother,
you-
I recommend you stay away and come with us.
Yeah.
Well, they don't seem to need much help from paladins other than transporting dead bodies.
Seems kind of lame. Come with us.
Pack mule.
Might as well carry a chest rather than a body, right?
Yeah, I think I'd rather carry a chest or a crate than a body.
All right.
We
Cool.
don't know
Come
what-
with us.
Yeah, come with us and earn some coin.
Looking at the time here, is everybody good to go for a little bit longer? Or do we want to call it here? Because it is 10:15, and I don't want to push people past 10:30 too far.
Is it a
I feel like
good
we're right on the.
stopping point?
This is a good stopping
Yeah.
point considering that we're going to split the party and do two different things. Because otherwise, I think it'd take 30, 45 minutes to keep going. So as long as we're okay,
If we wouldn't have had technical difficulties, we could have finished this out.
it's all good. We'll
Yeah.
call this a stopping point for this session, and then when we come back next week, the
Ah.
4 of you will be going off and helping deliver goods to the ship, and the other
Which could
two,
be bad.
Lance
It
and
could be very bad.
Lance and Duende, you're going to be going off with Liana to
Now,
witness the attempt anyway by the life mages from the Circle of Magic to render a cure to some of these sick people that need help.
it can't go well.
And
Come on, let's be honest.
for
I've
the
read nothing about it.
for the purposes of next week, I don't know if Roll20 is going to give us more hiccups. So if we are having hiccups, we'll just plan on a backup. Since we already have Discord set up now, we'll just meet here and roll from here. hopefully
Sounds
we
good.
won't have any.
Transporting
Alright.
goods sounds like it could be difficult because now we have to go. If we stay on main roads, we have to go through 1, 2, 3 checkpoints.
Yeah.
Unless they don't check us on the way out.
Well, I
Like,
think he mentioned though earlier that the idea was they weren't gonna be.
oh, he did
using
say back
Yeah,
roads.
he's gonna be going
He
back
did because of
roads.
the checkpoints. Well, then we might
Which
end up
could
in
still be trouble.
yeah, because now all the all the slummy bandits and stuff. Oh, good. Now we're getting somewhere. And
Now we're
this
getting somewhere.
this whole experimental thing that's gonna be going on with the life mages. I don't know about that either.
All right. Well, that's a good stopping point for this session. Next session we will return. We'll have Lance the Templar and Duende the Hedge Mage go off with Lyanna to see what they can see about that, and then the rest of you will deliver the goods and see what happens there, and then we will continue onwards.
I think we should go to the marketplace and buy masks.
That may or
Nobody's
may
wearing
not help us.
masks.
So yeah. All right. Well, technical difficulties aside, another good session tonight. Thank you, everybody. For those of you following along, don't forget to tune in for next week's session. Well, hopefully we won't have technical difficulties, and we'll be back to using Roll20, where everybody can see the screen as opposed to only seeing our beautiful faces, because, you know, this is good and everything, but dice rolls are better, I think. All right. Thanks,